Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be giving a demonstration on the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I have been using this for about a week now, and I have to say that I have fallen in love with this. I've been using it every day for my contour and it is absolutely amazing. So basically this is the palette. It comes with 3 different contour shades and then also 3 highlight shades. I'm actually considering taking my Hoola bronzer back, which is like my holy grail contour. I haven't used it yet, but I've been thinking about taking it back because I love this so much. So if you guys would like to see my current routine and a demonstration on this palette, then go ahead and keep watching. So I've already applied my foundation and eye makeup, and now I'm just going to set my foundation with a powder. I'm using the MAC MSF Natural in Medium, and I like doing this because it helps my contour blend out a little bit better. I feel like it's putting something in between the contour and my foundation so it doesn't like rub my foundation off. It just helps everything blend so much better. The weather has been absolutely gorgeous here. I live in Washington State, so it rains like 9 months out of the year, but it's been really nice. I feel like spring is upon us and it just makes me so happy that the weather has just been so nice. Okay, so I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette today, and I've been loving this palette, so I wanted to show you guys how I use it. It has a few different highlight shades in here and then also some contour shades. I start off with this one, and I'm going to be using the MAC 163 brush, I believe, and it's just an angled contour brush. I really love this brush. I was using another brush for a while and I went back to using this, and it just blends everything out so evenly. The bristles on this brush are just so perfect, and it just makes me appreciate things that much more when I don't use them for a while. And then I go back to using them and I just remember why I fell in love with products. So I'm just going to take this middle shade right here. This is called Shadow Play, and I'm just taking it, tapping off the excess, and then I'm just going to hold the brush this way. So not the big way, but I'm holding it sideways, and I'm just taking it along the top of my ear and blending it down to right about where my eye is, not all the way to the corner of my mouth, but just right about there. And I'm just blending that out. Perfect shade for me. I feel like this color works so great. And then I'm taking a little bit onto my temple and just blending that out, taking it along my hairline. I try not to come down too far because it kind of shortens my forehead, so I just take a little bit along my hairline, and then I'm going to go ahead and start on this side, do the same thing over here. But yeah, it's been really nice, and most people can't handle the rain. Like, people will move here and they'll have to move back to wherever they came from because it is so hard to get used to. I'm from here, so I'm used to it and I actually love the rain, but a lot of people think it's like really depressing. But I like the rain. But it is nice when we get sun every once in a while, and summers here are absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so as you can see, I've contoured my nose a little bit. I just took my brush, I didn't add anything extra, I just ran it down along both sides of my nose and then on the underneath side, and that just creates a nice shadow. And then I'll take a little bit right there on the top of my nose. It just makes your nose look a little bit smaller. And I'm taking a little bit more, and then I'm applying it to my jawline, more on the underside of my jawline, and then I'm bringing it down onto my neck. And this also helps to slim the face. Contouring slims your face in general, but doing this also adds to that. Okay, so as you can see, we have that first shade on. Now I'm going to be taking this darker shade, and this is called Subconscious. And it's not the darkest shade in the palette. This one's the darkest. This is the next darkest after the Shadow Play. And I'm just taking a little bit of this, tapping it off, and then applying it just right here toward the back of my cheeks And as you can see, it just adds a little bit more contour. So think of this middle shade, the lightest shade, as your transition shade. Just like you would when you apply your eyeshadow, you always use like a transition shade, and then everything else blends out better, and then you can use like a darker shade to add a little bit more depth. So that's what this darker shade is doing. It's just going to add a little bit more depth to the contour. So we're just going to keep this more toward the outer part of the face. And then we're taking a little bit on this side to add a little bit more depth. And you can probably also do that with this darkest shade, but I'm going to stop here because I feel like it's deep enough for me. The contour is enough for me. But if you had darker skin, I think this would also work really well as your contour. So then I'm just going to work on blending that out. Add a little bit more of that darker shade right here. And with that transition shade, as you can see, everything just blends out super nicely. I'm just going to show you an extra step that I have been doing, and I've been taking a little bit of my concealer, and this is just the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC20. I just have it on a little palette, and this is for a super contoured look, and I'm just going to take this and kind of clean up underneath that contour, and as you can see, it just makes everything pop. It's just going to really make that contour stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and do it on this side. And it cleans up that edge and makes a really sharp contour. And then I'm just going to take a little bit under my eyes just so that I don't have like a really bright color here. I want everything to blend well together. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that in the center of my forehead, down my nose a little bit, just toward the top, not really going past here, maybe the tip of my nose, and then just blending that out. And just work on blending that out a little bit, not too much because we want to keep that sharp contour, and we're going to go over it with powder in just a second to set it. So also you can add it anywhere that you would highlight just to kind of make everything seamlessly go together. You don't want like a really light place right here and then the rest of your face be darker. So that's why we do that. Okay, now I'm taking my Shade and Light palette again, and this time I'm going to be using a different brush. This is a Sigma large angled contour, and I'm just going to take a little bit of these two. I've been mixing this yellow shade along with this lighter shade, and I'm just going to place it on there. I'm not blending it yet. I'm just going to place it on there so the contour has a little bit of time to sit. And then the same thing underneath my eyes. And I'm just going to let it sit there for a minute and kind of set everything, and then I'm going to go over it with a bigger brush. So I'm going to take a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to work on blending that out. With this bigger, fluffier brush, you're not going to get as much blending. So it's just going to blend it a little bit. And also take it everywhere that I put that lighter powder. And I'm using Melba blush from MAC. I'm just applying this on my cheeks and taking it back. And as you can see, it just blends my highlight and my contour. It blends everything all together. Hourglass. This is the Ambient Lighting palette. I'm just going to take that same brush that I used for the Shade and Light highlight shades, and I'm just going to apply that right underneath my eyes where my highlight is, a little bit on the end of my nose, and then so I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.